Hi guys and girls, Rose Burnett here, Mind, Body, Soul Balance, and out of one of my favourite places, which is the bird sanctuary. I haven't actually been out here, it's on the estuary, for about 2 months, because obviously I've been recovering from pneumonia, and it's one of those places where it's a little bit secluded out in the bush. You don't want to get yourself stuck out here if you're not feeling great, but happy to say I'm feeling awesome, and I kind of wanted to share this moment with you. And first up, I want to say to you, before I got here, right, I want to talk to you about being present, yeah? I had to stop into the petrol station, grab some petrol. As I was walking out, this lady literally almost walked directly into me because she was so busy texting and focusing on her mobile phone, completely unaware of what was going on around her. Didn't really care, actually, to be honest. And it was like, how much of our time do we spend as humans engrossed in technology and missing out on life? Yeah, and what's going on around you? Human interaction, the path you're walking on. Are you walking in a straight line? Are you about to put your head down in your phone and walk straight into people? And you know, this is a place where you can connect deeply into nature, and it's one of the reasons I love it so much, yeah. And because the fact I haven't been here for 2 months, a lot of the water's dried up in terms of inlets, and it has a lot of bird life, and it changes constantly, yeah. But there are so many different birds, and the first thing you hit, as soon as you hit the path, right, is all the bird songs of the tiny little birds, and it's so beautiful. And but I really wanted to talk to you today about fear. Yeah, because often what holds us back in life is fear. And I also want to talk to you about the need to protect yourself. Yeah, it kind of came up for me this week, and it was super interesting. If you know me, I work a lot with crystals. I'm an energy healer as well. Yeah, it's what's doing Mind, Body, Soul Balance and the Intuitive Tarot for YouTube. Oh, there's a noisy bird. And I left my Dragon's Blood Jasper bracelets at a friend's place. Yeah, and I kind of on Tuesday felt totally out of balance, because I do love them in terms of protecting my aura and my energy, particularly when I do a lot of spiritual work here, particularly with clients, yeah, but also for self. And it was super interesting, and I actually had a couple of bracelets that I'd broken previously, and I actually strung them together. That's how unbalanced I was feeling, thinking I'll just make myself a couple of bracelets. And it was so interesting. A couple of hours later, they just broke apart. Yeah, and I'm thinking I'm just not meant to be having any protective crystals on me today or that week, yeah. And but I did feel out of balance, and I could feel the negative energies around me of others, and you kind of look at that and go, is that me, or just my shadow side of self coming out? Yeah. And yesterday I had the energy shifted, and I think for me it was kind of a bit of an aha moment. I think in 2019, just going under a bush, 2019 has been a total year of release, yeah. And if you haven't released everything yet, you should do by the end of this year, yeah. We're going into a new decade, and I think what I released yesterday was feel the need to protect myself, and it comes from, I have to be honest with you, years of kind of emotional stuff in terms of trauma with karmic stuff with family and all those kind of things that kind of weigh heavily on you, but you carry them around with you instead of releasing them, yeah. But it's about that conscious awareness. So one of the questions, and it can be interactions with others, fear of judgment, criticism, all that kind of stuff, particularly if you've been subjected to it during your life, or even from your friendship circles, about your path, what you want to do in life, the choices you make. You know, we're all on different paths. When you come to that perspective about the fact we're all unique in our own way, we all have a different path on this earth, yeah. Nobody's path has to be the same as you. And if you're judging and criticizing people for how they live their life, whether it's your friends, your parents, your children, your partner, take a good look in the mirror and ask yourself, why? Why am I criticizing and judging others? Because often that sense of criticism and judgment comes from expecting others to be living the same way you're living, or the values that you have. Nobody's values are like yours. Your values are unique, and if people are doing it to you, there's a part of self, yeah, and this is kind of, you know, and I think it's something, particularly if you're an entrepreneur, you're in business, you're following your goals and dreams, they're totally different to somebody else's, yeah. There's always this internal battle of doing the safe thing and going after your dreams and fearing the judgment of others, because let me tell you, you get it a lot, right? Just get aimed at you quite a bit. But it's that coming back to that sense of, well, I've got to believe in myself, yeah. It doesn't matter what other people think, as long as I'm strong within myself, within a sense of self, within a sense of self-love, with a sense of passion, knowing that it's your goals and dreams, it's totally okay to follow the path you want to follow. letting go of the fear within yourself that, hey, you never know if it's going to work out. It may fail. It might just succeed, yeah, but there's always a challenging beginning, and it takes a while, yeah, particularly with anything you're trying to do in terms of your goals and dreams. Your goals and dreams are going to be totally different from somebody else's, yeah, and that's perfectly okay. That's life. That's how it's meant to be. So I kind of want you to reflect on, where is fear showing up in my life? Where are the areas in my life, and where is it holding me back? Is it holding me back from relationships? Is it, if there's difficult relationships in your life, what is it within you that needs to shift to change those relationships? Do you need to exit that person out of your friendship circle? And do you need to protect yourself? Or do you need to change how you interact with that person, how you think about them? Because often we can have all these negative associations to people with patterns. Hi guys. With patterns over time, yeah, of how we've interrelated with each other. When you change your pattern of behaviour, it's going to impact theirs. They may not change, but they might just surprise you, yeah, and do the same. And you can get some beautiful healing in relationships that way, whether it's with friends or family, yeah, or people that just irk you a bit, even if it's in the workplace. It's always about the internal shift within you. I guess the other question I want you to ask yourself is, where are those areas where I need to protect myself? Why do I feel I need to protect myself? What is the underlying experiences sitting underneath those feelings, yeah? How can I release it from myself? What do I need to recognize when it comes up? When you become consciously aware of it, there's just this beautiful feeling and sense of freedom and peace within. And I'd love for you to get to that place. And, you've got about 2 weeks to go for the end of the year. Think about the things that you want to release from yourself around fear-based thoughts that are holding you back in life, and where you need to protect yourself. All right, I'm going to keep going on this beautiful walk and enjoy nature and be present. Well, as you can see, I'm a bit soaked. I got caught in the rain, but there was a little bit more as I was walking on the way back that I thought I wanted to share with you in terms of that message. And it was super interesting when I was reflecting on getting caught in this, the weather. I must admit, it's a bit joyful actually, because we've had weeks and weeks of hot weather. So it was expected to rain today, but it literally soaked me. And I knew along the path, I'm sitting actually in a bird. If you can see what I've got, I'll just go down a bit. I'm actually sitting in one of those peephole things where you can sit and watch the birds out in nature. I knew it was on the path, right? And I thought it was closer than what it was. And it's one of those moments where, you know what, life there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be storms. You're always going to get caught in a storm. Whatever you need or want at that time is not going to be there, right? How you show up in that moment. You can either embrace the fact that you're going to get totally soaked. I'm totally soaked on the front and dry on the back. So luckily I could wipe my face and my arms, dare I say, on the back of my t-shirt, which was not easy. But it's also going, you know what, I'm stuck in this storm. There's nothing I can do about it except embrace it and hope that the shelter comes up soon. But the message, we were talking about releasing fear. I've just got water running down my face, and the need to protect yourself. And as I was walking, actually, because the walk that I do, there's a certain spot where you sit out over the estuary, and there was fish jumping out everywhere. It's just beautiful. There's benches, and you can just look out. Yeah, and I would always do my gratefulness practice there and talk to spirit. But what surprised me is that it felt like it only took me 10 minutes to get there. And I know it's normally about a 30-minute walk at least, yeah, but that's how much my fitness has come back. And I actually feel fitter than I do before. And, if you've not come across my channel before, as I've been had quite a few health challenges this year, which is not like me at all. I'm usually super fit. Yeah, the latest one has been pneumonia. And, I haven't been out here because of that pneumonia and needing to just make sure that I'm in a place where I'm not getting stuck out in the middle of nowhere, yeah. But it just came back to me, that sense of vitality, we hold it in our core, in our chi energy, in our solar plexus, but I just felt the strength within me and that power that's come back. And, I exercise a lot. I try and exercise every day. At least 6 days a week, yes. I'm getting back into that routine. It's taken me a little while to get back into that routine. And I guess what I want to say to you is the fact that throughout life, when we get stuck in, there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be storms. It's never going to change. There's always going to be bouts of happiness and joy, right? But a lot of life, there's challenges thrown at us all the time. They could be really minor, yeah, or they could be major. But what's going to, in terms of any fear that comes up for you in terms of approaching things in life or holding yourself back from life, or feel the need to protect yourself from certain experiences and holding yourself back out of, ways of being, any negative experiences in life, is how much self-love you have for yourself, how much wholeness that you feel within. Because the more that you have self-love, the more you believe in yourself, the more you follow your own values and you don't take too much stock about what other people say to you. It'll always impact you. It will always impact you because we're human. We're all emotional. Often people can treat you in third person and say things where they don't take into account your feelings and your emotions and how it might impact you. They're only thinking about themselves or their situation in the moment, or expressing their opinion, regardless of whether or not you're going to agree with it, or that it aligns with you at all. And it really comes back to that, how much you love yourself, how much you build that confidence within yourself, that self-belief, that sense of wholeness. And the more that we can all work on our sense of wholeness, the more we bring lightness to our world, the more we transform our world, because as humanity, we increase the light quotient, that we all emanate. With that comes a whole lot of positivity. And so it's not really just about you, but the more that you can impact life in terms of how you, and it doesn't have to be massive things. It could just be how you show up in life, your positivity, how it rubs off on other people. Positivity is always going to overwin negativity. There's some people that are never going to stop being negative, and there's this beautiful, and I will share it with you, I'll link it in to this video. I came across it recently. It's the most beautiful guided meditation. And guided meditations is something that can be very soothing and balancing, grounding, particularly when you're feeling out of balance or emotional, And it's not my story, but I'll share it with you, And this beautiful guy that does this meditation, and I think his name's Kenneth, But he starts it off with this story about a farmer that goes out and he finds an eagle egg. And if you know me, my spirit animal is the eagle, shows up for me regularly, And he finds his eagle egg and he looks for the parents, but he can't find them. So he takes them back to his farm and he puts the eagle egg with the chickens for the chickens to look after. And they look after it and they grow, they hatch the eagle, and they treat it just like themselves. And he grows up as a chicken instead of an eagle, right? And then one day, he sees an eagle flying above, and he goes, he says to the chickens, "Well, what's that?" And they go, "Well, it's an eagle. It's meant to soar and spread its wings and soar to the highest levels. It's kind of like the highest one of in terms of bird life, And he said, "But we're not like that. We're chickens. We're meant to be on the ground." So the eagle, who had all capacity to fly, he also learned that he could only fly short distances because that's what chickens did. He learned to be a chicken. So he lived and died as a chicken instead of living and dying as an eagle, right? Now, I love that analogy because it means you have the choice to live and die as an eagle, which means going after your goals and dreams, what's most important to you, having a go at life, even if it doesn't work out. But just that sense of going after your goals, your dreams, doing things that are out of the norm, that you want to follow, that are your passions, And ask yourself, do I want to die as a chicken or do I want to die as an eagle, having fulfilled some of my dreams or just had a go at them, To do that, fear will always be there. You've got to override it. You've got to release it from yourself as much as possible, and go for it. Believe in yourself. And the thing that's going to help you most is building up that sense of self-love, self-worth, knowing you're worthy of your goals and dreams, knowing you're worthy to follow your path. You don't even need to know that you're worthy of following your path. It is your path, right? It's your path to follow. Own it, live it, breathe it. Don't apologize for it. And I just want you to be totally awesome and extraordinary. Know you're extraordinary, even if you don't even feel like it right now. You will. The more you start working on that sense of self-love, self-worth. All right, that was the extra message I wanted to share with you. I'm going now because I'm quite damp. I'm going to walk back to my car. Luckily, there's a few towels in there and get on with my day. All right, bye.